Hi Beth, I guess it's about 7:10 with you. It's Jonathan. Would you give me a quick call when you come in, please, on 310-7917. I'll just be here for an hour or so. Okay then, bye.
My New Year's resolution for 2010 is to reduce the clutter in my life. I've started by cleaning out closets, and in doing so, came upon a box filled with the detritus left from my experience with Jonathan Kern. It began in October of 1994 while I was on a business trip for Bayer Pharmaceuticals in Miami, Florida. At the time, Kern was impersonating British former Formula One Grand Prix race car driver Jonathan Palmer. Kern not only convinced me that he was Jonathan Palmer, but that he wanted to change his business plans and remain in this country to be with me. I offered to help him out financially in the interim until his personal business cards arrived from London. We flew back to my home in Connecticut on my birthday, October 14, 1994. My life became a whirlwind as I was swept up into his glamorous lifestyle. A week later, we flew back to Jacksonville, Florida, to pick up the sports car he had shipped over from Italy. From there, he began to make frequent business trips into New York. I guaranteed his hotel stays with my personal credit cards. Little did I realize I was unknowingly funding his drug habit and his penchant for call girls. At one point, he asked me if I would deposit a personal check into my checking account, as he did not yet have any bank accounts in this country. It was drawn on an Italian bank in the amount of 11 million lire, or about $8,000. Here you can see his signature is Jonathan Palmer. I recently came across a current passport of his online that he had used as part of his company registration. Here he signed Jonathan Kern. Again, Jonathan Palmer. They look the same to me, but I'd rather let the courts decide. Shortly after, we parted ways. It was a year later, at the end of September 1995, the bank returned the check and demanded the funds, debiting my account for $7,600, which I did not have. I was forced into bankruptcy. I filed a statement with Milford, Connecticut Police Department requesting the arrest of Jonathan Nigel Philip Kern for second-degree forgery, second-degree larceny, and criminal impersonation. Back in Sussex, England, the real Jonathan Palmer also filed a police statement confirming that he wished the person who forged his name to be prosecuted. The press got wind of my story, and it appeared on the front page of the New Haven Register. It was around this time that Unsolved Mysteries also became interested in my story and flew me out to Los Angeles to film an episode. Here I am with the actor and actress who portrayed Jonathan and I. Eventually my life turned around when I accepted a position with Spectroanalytical Instruments in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. I fulfilled a lifelong dream to move to Germany when they transferred me to their headquarters in Kleve, Germany. Here I am ready to ride my bike into work. And here's the beautiful view of the nursery across the street from my bedroom window. It was while I was living in Germany that a lead came in from Unsolved Mysteries. Kern had been arrested as he crossed the border from England into France and was appearing in court. They gave his court date. I traveled to Paris to testify against him. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and I celebrated that evening by visiting the Eiffel Tower. Shortly after, I returned to the United States, hoping it was all over. However, as soon as Kern was released from prison, he began conning other people. More press followed, and my story appeared in Mary Claire. I decided to write a book on my story. I fell in love with a con man. After my book was published, I received many emails from people around the world, also victims of Kern. I started a blog spot online to warn others of Kern. Hundreds of people have viewed the blog spot, and many have commented to me that they almost were conned by Kern, but fortunately were warned with the blog spot. That brings us up to today. Kern is running an online business, Shell Shock Designs, under the alias Jonathan K. Apparently too many people are becoming aware that Kern is a con man. So should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? For Jonathan Kern, no, absolutely not. Not as long as he's out there still conning others.